the word.
Yeah, no problem. I'll record it anyway, and then I can send you the recording.
Oh, thank you very much.
Right. Okay. So are you all able to see my busy school screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Thank you. So it's got another couple coming on. Right. Okay. So when you log into Busy Things, you would log in with your USO, and it will bring up your name up here. And if you've made your busybody, you will have your little busybody there. That's supposed to look like me. And if you haven't made it, you'll have a silhouette with a plus in it, which you can click on, and then you can make your own little busybody. So when the children log in, they see your picture. So it's quite nice for the children as well. And as you can see, we are here in teacher mode, and we've got all these settings here and these teacher tools here. If we quickly flip over into pupil mode, you'll see the children see a lot simpler version of Busy Things. So what we use teacher mode for is to control what the children actually have access to. For now, we're going to ignore this My Busy Things area. This is covered in the advanced tutorial when you can actually add your pupils into your class, and then you can see what the children have been doing. You can send feedback, set assignments, etc. But I say that is covered in the advanced tutorial. We're just going to look at the basics in this tutorial. So you will, when you log in, you will see you've got early years, key stage 1 and key stage 2. Behind each of these are your setups that Busy Things gives you. So this has been made by a teacher. So in key stage 1, you'll have a year 1 and a year 2 setup. Key stage 2, you've got 3, 4 and 5, 6. And in the early years, you have nursery, reception and upper reception. Now, what we recommend is that you actually make your own setup, because if you, for example, make some changes to the year 1 setup, then it's going to make the changes for the whole school. Whereas if you have your own setup, you can make changes, you can alter it so that there's only content in there that you want the children to see, and it doesn't affect anybody else. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our own setup. So we go up to the top here where it says Manage Setups. And we are going to make a key stage 1 setup. So we need to click on this plus button here. So you can do it on any of the stages. We're going to choose a key stage 1. Sorry, I've just seen I've got some things in the chat. Okay. Right, okay, so at this stage, we're just going to make a simple setup. I say these are covered in the advanced tutorial, but for now, we're just going to make a simple setup. And we're going to call it Mrs. James. Now, you can call a setup whatever you want. You can make a setup for a whole class. You can make it for one child, or you can make it for a group of children. And we're going to make it a year 1 setup. And then we can change the icon to something that we think the children will like. Click next and save. And now you'll see we've got a new key stage 1 setup here that we've just made. Now, if we go back out now and we click on the key stage 1 area, there you can see we've now got our own setup. Now, once all the teachers have made their setups, you might decide you don't actually want to see these Busy Things ones anymore because it's just going to be confusing. And you can hide them quite easily by clicking on them. And then you go up here into the settings and you just uncheck these buttons here where it says shown in. And we click save. And then if we go back out, you'll see now that that year 1 setup has disappeared. Okay. So now we've made our setup, we now want to control what the children actually have access to. So if we go into our setup, you'll see the children can go on all of these things. So let's face it, they're not going to stick on the maths that you want them to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into hide and show content at the top here. And we're going to start customizing and we're going to hide all. So what that does is it puts a no entry sign here. So everything on here is now hidden, but we want to look at maths today. So we're going to uncheck the maths box and we're going to click done. So now when the children go into that setup, they've only got the option to go into maths because we've hidden everything else. And you can break it down even further if we do hide and show content again, hide all, and we're just going to do addition and subtraction. And again, you can do it just down to a game, several games. So we hide and show content, hide all, and we're just going to look at minor birds. So we're going to uncheck those. Okay, so if we come out now, so you imagine the children coming in, they're going to click on their setup, and this is all that they see because we've hidden everything else. Another thing that you can do is you can go up into the settings and we can make that page, the current page, as our landing page. So again, the children click on their setup and that takes them straight to those activities. They're not having to click through lots of different buttons. So what I'm going to do now is just reverse what I did. So I'm going to go back into settings and I'm going to use setup's home page. And that just changes the landing page. And then I'm going to go hide and show content, restore default, and click done. And that just puts everything back as it was. Hide and show content, restore default, and click done. So we're back now as we were. So there are other ways that we can get children access quickly to activities that we want them to see. So if we go into the activities, so we're going to look at this one, tribal treadmill. You'll see all of the activities have this red circle here. If we click on that, it gives us all these options. So we can add this activity into our favorites, and I'll show you in a second where that's gone. We can see what the activity is about. We can see how it links to the national curriculum. We can create a shortcut. So if you're using Google Classrooms or Teams, for example, you can create a shortcut for this activity and then you can paste it onto your platform. The children would click on the link. They would still have to log in there with their USO. But once they've done that, it's only going to take them into that one activity. It won't take them into the whole of Busy Things, just into that one activity. Okay, we can also have a look for similar activities. So if we like that activity, we want something else. We've got similar activities there. And we can pin this activity to our home page. So what we would do is we're going to create a new pin and we're going to call it Wednesday Maths. You can call a pin whatever you want to call it, and we're going to set it to our setup, Mrs. James. And we can set a start and an end date. A good reason for doing this is you then don't have to go in and remove the pins. Another reason, you could at the beginning of the week set a new pin for every day. So when the children come in, there's a new activity waiting for them to do. You can change your pin. Got lots of different pins to choose from, and you can change the activity setting as well. So if we just confirm that, if we come back out now, you'll see at the top of our setup, we've now got this pin. If we click on it, there we've got tribal treadmill. So it's a quick way for the children to access an activity that you want them to do. And if you remember, we also added it into our favorites. So if we click on that, again, there it is. Now you can add multiple activities into your pin and multiple activities into our favorites. And we can also go back to the hide and show content. If we hide all and click done, it would just leave the pins there. So you could set several pins and just hide everything else. Or you could do it whereby you just have the favorites showing. So the children, again, just get quick access. Okay, just got a question. Can you show how to add content to the maths folder? Not sure. Are you able to come on speaker?
I am sorry. How did you pick and choose the activities you want kids to do? I think I missed that bit. Sorry.
Right. Okay. So you mean how you can hide things for them to see?
Yeah.
So you go into hide and show content at the top, and you hide all, and then you just uncheck what you want them to see and click done.
But inside the maths folder, I don't want them to see all the content. So if
so you would then go in further, and you would do the same again. Hide all, and then just uncheck what you want them to see.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And again, go in further, and you do the same. So you just keep going in until you've narrowed it right down to what you want them to see. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. We are recording this, so you will be able to get a copy of it as well. Right, okay, so we're back now. If we go out to our front page, you'll see here we've got these teacher tools. Now, if you use these tools on the front page, they are going to search for activities in the whole of Busy Things. But we just want to look for activities that are relative to the age of our setup. So we're going to go into our setup. And you'll see at the top here, we've got a teacher hub. If we click on that, you'll see we've got these search tools. So if we use these search tools within our teacher hub, they're only going to search for activities relative to the age of our setup. So we can search, there's several ways you can search. You can type in a keyword. And I'm going to quickly make a mini beast so that I can show you where it gets saved to.
Sorry. So when you finish with this, I would like to ask a question, please.
Yep, no problem. Okay, so I can show you in a second where that has got saved to. We can take out the keyword and then we can search by subject. So if we click on science, for example, that will bring up all the science activities relative to the age of our setup. But then we can also narrow it down by activity type. So we can look for science games, writing projects, graph projects. There aren't any quizzes, picture projects, or interactive worksheets. And then you've got this same option that we looked at before, whereby you can have a look at the activities, etc. Another way to search is with the curriculum browser. And you would identify an area of the curriculum that you want to look at, and that will bring up activities relating to that area of the curriculum. Did you want to ask your question now, Yolanda?
Yes, I think I sent it to you directly. I wanted to, just sort of looking at age appropriate things, because I was thinking this could be a great tool for our EAL children. So yeah. Do we, if we wanted to go lower down, let's say to work in Key Stage 1, do we have to keep both on our desktop then? You know, like the first, when you showed us the setup. So if we set it up and we wanted to dip into Year 2 work for some of our AL pupils, or will all the buttons stay on even after the setup? Okay,
so you're saying that if you've got a child in Key Stage 1, but they may be working at an early years level, right, okay, you can't have them in the same key stage, but what we can do is we can get rid of these buttons. So let me just show you. We go into account settings, advanced settings, and we would show all setups without age bands. So what that does is it brings all the setups out to the front. So it changes it for the whole school, but it means that you've got no age bands in there. So children can have their own setup, or you could have a yellow table setup or oak class setup, but they would have no idea what ability level that was.
Okay, because I'm thinking this could be a good tool, because we're struggling with our EL children at the moment for accessing online learning. And I was just listening to you, I was just thinking, oh, this could be something we could use to make learning easier. I don't know if any of the colleagues would like to join in this conversation and let me know what you think. Because would we need to keep the setup this way if we wanted to dip in, but the children won't necessarily know which band we're assigning to them, and we can assign to the children individually?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Sue.
So yeah, you would need to make them their own setup.
Okay.
Or you could make a, like I say, you can make a setup for a group of children that are all working at the same ability level, and you can call the setup whatever you want. So I say they are then not aware of what level they're working at. That is the best way to do it. Okay. Right, I do apologise. The joys of working from home. Somebody's knocking at the door. Right, okay. So we were looking at search, weren't we? We were in our setup, and we've gone to the Teacher Hub. So we've done the search, we've done the curriculum browser, and we've also got special events. So every month of the year, you see we've got special events going on, and all you do is just click on those special events, and they will bring up activities that relate to that special event, and you can pin the event to your setup. So when the children click on it, it just takes them straight into these activities for them to do. So that's just another way of searching. But again, because we're in our Teacher Hub, when you search, it will just be relative to the age of your setup. Okay, the pupil files, if the children have saved anything within this setup, they will be in here in the pupil files. And as you can see, we've now got a Make a Mini Beast file. If we click on that, that will show you any pictures that the children have made within that activity, and you can export them and print them for evidence and display purposes. So everything I say in here relates to this setup. You can set assignments. Again, that is covered in the advanced tutorial, which Rachel does, which I definitely recommend booking onto. It is brilliant for remote learning. Okay, if we come back out now, we're back out on the front page. We're going to have a look at the printable resource maker. So if we click in here, we do phonics and maths resource sheets that you can make and customize. They're not interactive, they are purely printables. So you would first of all go into your phonics settings and choose how you want your letters to appear. So we do letters and sounds and jolly phonics. And the same for maths, you would choose how you want the numbers to be formed. Once you've done that, you can then go in and you can decide what printables you want to make. So we're going to go into missing letters. So the first thing that we need to do is choose our content. So I'm going to choose all the oohs and all the e's, and I'm going to let Busy Things choose the words for me. So now we've got our content, we can start changing how the sheet appears depending on what we require. So you've got lots of different options that you can change, and then you can make a PDF and print it out, or you can save it. So I'm just going to save this and call it green. And then if we come out, we've got this saved resources area here. We click on that and we go in, and there you'll see the sheet that I've just made. Okay, it's actually one of 11 sheets. And as you can see, you can make as many as you want. These are just ones that I've made in previous tutorials. and they can just be found in the saved resources area. We can go into maths, and we can go on to counting. Again, we need to choose content. We're going to go 1 to 20. And again, you just start customizing how you would like your sheet to appear. Lots of different options. Again, you've got the same option to print or to save. So the printable resource maker is only accessible from the front page here, and anything that is saved in here can only be found in this area, in the saved resources there. If you get stuck with anything, if you go up here to the help, we have some guides that will take you through different areas, and we also have some short tutorial videos, which are about a minute long, to take you through different areas. And failing that, talk to us. That will come through to me. Don't struggle. Get in touch. If there's anything that you want help with, if you want me to call you back, just drop me your number, and I will give you a call. We have this latest news area here, which shows all the things that we brought out. So at Christmas, we had the bauble hunt, we had the advent calendar. Just anything that has been brought out will be shown in there. And we also, if we launch anything new, you'll get a little new symbol here with a heads up. And you can also see we've got a heads up for the up and coming special events. Okay, so that is about it for your beginners tutorial. Okay, so I've got a few questions. Let me just have a look. Right, how do we invite children to this workspace? So the children would log in using their USO. They can just log in, and it will bring them into this area here, and then they would choose whichever setup was theirs, and they can click on it, and that will take them in, and they will see whatever you have allowed them to see. Say if you do the advanced tutorial, Rachel will show you how you can set up your own class. So you would make your own class like we did, but you will make it into a teaching group, so that a registration group, so that the children, when they log in, you will have a code for them, and they can add themselves into your class. And then you will end up in your teacher hub area. You will have a managed pupils area, and you'll be able to see a timeline for what the children have been doing. You can set them assignments, you can send feedback, lots of different features that you can do. So it's definitely worth doing the advanced tutorial. And then once the children have added themselves into their class, next time they log in, they will automatically go into that class. Does that make sense?
Sue, can I just ask, so the initial setup, has that been done, or do we need to give you a spreadsheet with children's names, or? No,
what would happen is you would make a registration group set up, and then what normally happens is that the children are given their USOs, and they log themselves in, and you give them the class code, which they have to enter to get into their class. And then once they're in, it's only a one-time thing that they have to do. Next time they come in, it will take them straight into their class.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
And Coral's just said that she'll set up the groups for us next Thursday.
Okay.
Thank you, Coral.
So I can, I'm just going to get the link for the advanced tutorial. I'm just going to pop that in the chat for you. What you need to make sure you do is that you click on LGFL, unless you're wanting just your own school one again, and then we would have to set that up separately. I'm just seeing
So the advanced tutorial, that can be self-directed too?
I can, we can set one up specifically just for your school, if like we have done this one. It's only Mondays that we don't have tutorials booked in. We do 3 tutorials every day, sort of Tuesday to Friday. So if you wanted a personal one just for your school, then we would have to set it up separately, or you can just join a normal one.
So do you have tutorials on Fridays?
We do for LGFL, yes.
Okay. No, I was just thinking it'd be a good resource for our support staff as well, and they could join on a Friday most probably.
Yeah, I mean, we do them at the advanced one is 9:30, 12 o'clock and 3:45, and that's Thursday and Friday. So, you know, staff can join, you know, put themselves on if they want to register for those.
Sorry, what about the basic one? Do we need to book a bespoke one?
You want to do another beginner's one?
Yeah, not like for our support staff.
Yeah, you can. You don't need to do. They can just log on using the same link and just again click on LGFL and then just click a beginner's one, and we do those on a Thursday and Friday.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Okay, have I missed anybody? Yes, there is access to all 3 phases. You get early years Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2.
So can I just thank you if that's all? Can I just ask staff to please stay on the call, and then see if you leave and make me host if you don't mind. Then I could just speak with staff further if that's okay.
Right, okay.
Is there anything else from anyone else before Sue goes? No?
Oh, somebody's just come on.
Oh, go on.
Okay, so I'm just seeing how I can make you. Do you know how I can make you host?
Yeah, I think if you leave the meeting, there's an option to end, and then it asks you, do you want to leave the meeting or end the meeting for all?
Got you.
So if you say leave and then assign host, then you pass the host on to someone else, and your recording will go with you.